Hello?
Hello?
Oh, is that Dan?
Yeah.
Cool. And we've got Kris as well?
Yeah.
And we've got Will?
Hi, Ray.
And we've got Michael?
You have, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, great. So just let everyone know then, we're joined by Will Burke, who is the co-owner and promoter of Lockdown MMA, and we've also got some of his main event guys on as well. So we'll start with talking with Will first, and then we'll go through and we'll talk to the guys about their fights that are coming up a week Saturday. So Will, do you want to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you and about your promotion?
Yeah, my name's Will Burke. The promotion is Lockdown. It's the second instalment of Lockdown. We did the first one in March. We've got, I've done a few shows before. I've done a few smaller shows before, but this is, like I say, it's the second Lockdown. I've done a few shows, in Manchester and Rochdale and, abroad as well. Yeah, this is looking to be my best show yet. It's the biggest show yet. It's the best card I've had yet. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got some great fights on. The 6 fighters we've got on tonight, the 3 main fights are looking to be all great fights. So yeah, everyone's looking forward to it.
You say you've done a show abroad. Where have you done shows abroad out of interest?
In Denver. Well, I say it wasn't my show actually, but I helped organise and run the show on the night. That was in Denver in Spain.
And obviously, are the guys featured on your card? Are they all local fighters, or what kind of areas are and gyms do these guys come from that are going to be fighting for your card on a week Saturday? Yeah,
I use mostly local fighters, so Manchester, Rochdale. Obviously, I've got Michael from Padiham, Dan and Callum from Radcliffe area, Kris from Blackburn. So kind of around and about Greater Manchester, but I've got fighters coming from as far as Birmingham as well.
Okay, and how many, obviously on the night, talk us through how the show will play out. How many fights will you have? What time does the show start and things like that? And what are the rules of the fights as well?
Yeah, we've got 11 fights on the card at the moment. I'm looking at another fight, we'll possibly have 12 fights on the card. We're starting pretty early, so we're going to open the doors at 4 o'clock. And we should have the first fight going at 6 o'clock. What was your other question? The rules of the fights?
Yeah.
We've got a few NSAT rule fights, and most of the card is amateur B rules, which is headshots on the feet with no ground and pound. And then I've got, to start the night off, I've got one amateur C match, which is full amateur rules, no headshots.
Okay, just so you know, we've got my co-host with us as well, Patrick. Have you got anything you'd like to ask Will, Patrick?
It's great to talk to you, Will. Glad to have you and your fighters on today.
Hiya, Patrick. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the MMA scene, it really seems to be growing quickly in Great Britain. What's the state of MMA like over there in England?
Only having fought and worked in England, I've nothing in practical terms to compare it to, but I mean, in general terms, MMA in England is coming on leaps and bounds. We're starting to see fighters having real success in the UFC, which is only really relatively recent. So yeah, it's coming on leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way, and I'm sure with fighters gaining entry into the UFC and having their success there, that'll only serve the sport in England as well. Now, I noticed you'll have 3 different classes of rules that the bouts on October 13th will be contested under. Where do the different classes of rules come from?
Well, obviously the NSAC rules will be the rules you're most used to. So it's all the amateur fights have larger padded gloves than the 4-ounce gloves that are used in pro MMA fights. Like I say, the NSAC rules are closer to what your amateur fights are in the States. The amateur B rules, and it's funny, in England there's been, kind of, because there's no governing bodies, every promoter in the past has kind of made their own rules up, and, the amateur A, B and C have just come about recently, and I think it's probably the best way to do things. Most promoters now are going for mostly NSAC fights, which is pretty much headshots on the feet and ground and pound, but they take out elbows on the ground and on the feet, and have larger padded gloves.
I see. And now, what prompted you to start Lockdown MMA?
Well, like I say, I've done a few shows in the past. I started off actually just doing interclubs, just to get some of my fighters active. When I started coaching, I had quite a few guys, obviously, that were at beginner level and they weren't ready to fight, but they were just dead eager. So I started off doing a couple of interclubs and went from there really. I had my first show, Civic Unrest, a few years ago. Dead small show. I did a few of those, and I just wanted to get bigger and keep growing the show. I enjoyed doing it, and they all went successfully. So I had my first lockdown in March.
I've got to say, it's always great seeing the UK organisations, come about and stick about. I mean, we're certainly excited to come down and have a chance to meet you and come and see the fights. What we're going to do now, we'll get a couple of the guys on. So the first fight we'll look at Dan Hitchins and David Ball, which is going to be fought at 64 kg. So Dan and David there.
I'm here, Dan.
I'm here.
Cool. So right, let's talk a little bit about the fight coming up. So Dan, what kind of preparation are you doing for the fight? What are you? What's your routine for training, and who are some of the people you train with or the gyms you train out of?
I train mostly out of MCR Undisputed over in Radcliffe, and training's pretty much been very, very good coming up to this fight. I've been training pretty much 5-6 days a week, biking, running, doing all the road work. It's been very, very good coming up to this fight, yeah.
And do you have a chance to study your opponent, or do you just to kind of work out how you want to fight, or do you just go in and concentrate on your own game?
I always try and watch previous fights, see what openings I can find and whatever else. Yeah, I try to examine it quite a bit.
And what would you say your strengths are? Do you focus more on ground or on striking, or what is your strongest point, would you say?
I'd say I'm well rounded anyway, but my strongest is probably my wrestling.
Okay, we'll bring Dave in. Dave, what same kind of thing? Who have you been training with? How has preparation gone? And what have you focused on getting prepared for this fight?
I've been training at FCT in Rochdale, quite a new gym. I've been doing a lot of training, all round training, working on my fitness and stamina, and it's going all right.
And again, what would you say do you get a chance to watch videos on your opponent, or are you just kind of focused on what you do?
I just focus on what I'm doing really.
And what would you say what would you say your strongest is? Do you like to keep the fight standing, or do you like to fight on the ground?
Either or.
So you're happy with either?
Yeah.
Have you got anything you'd like to jump in with, Patrick?
Yeah, thanks for being on, David, and thanks for being on, Dan. David, I was wondering, what got you into the sport of mixed martial arts? Was there anything in particular that drew you to it?
Maybe let's start.
Is that for me?
It's for David.
Yeah. Just a fan of UFC. I loved watching it. Wanted to know how they did it, so I got into it.
Excellent. And were you in any sports before that, or?
No, not really. Just football.
I get you. And Dan, for you, same question. What brought you to mixed martial arts?
I've been in martial arts since I was about 8 years old, doing traditional jiu-jitsu, building it up to submission wrestling, and since then MMA.
Okay, fantastic. Now, is there any maybe a pre-fight ritual you have, Dan? Something you do to get yourself psyched up before a fight?
I wouldn't say there's no ritual. No, I just pretty much go with the flow, basically.
I see. And David, for you, is it do you kind of go into fights with the same mindset, or are the emotions different? Do they vary from opponent to opponent?
Yeah, I think they do. I think definitely, yeah. I don't have any superstitions. I just train. That's right. That's about it really. I don't really have any rituals or putting one glove on before the other glove. No rituals.
Excellent. And Ray, do you have
Yeah,
anything you want to jump back to?
I'm gonna put you both on the spot now. I'm gonna come to you first, Dan. Can you give me a prediction for how you see this fight ending?
Be honest,
Well,
Go on, sorry, Dan first, and I'll come and ask David the same question.
I see this fight being very, very good, very technical, but I see myself winning either by TKO or KO.
Okay, and David, the same question. What's your prediction?
Yeah, I think I'll have to have my wits about me, but I think it'll be a quick fight. I don't think he'll be able to touch it.
Okay, well, appreciate both of you coming on. Thank you very much. We're going to jump across. Can we speak to Callum and Kris now, please?
Yo, I'm here.
Is that Callum or Kris?
No, there's Kris.
So that's Kris Leeson, and is Callum there? Let's have a look. Is Callum still there? Okay, we'll speak to Kris. So, Kris, can you talk to us a little bit about what preparation you've done and how you've got yourself ready for the fight and who you train with?
I train with Blackburn Predators. The type of training that I've been doing is just, my regular routine, just but more intense. So training down the gym 5-6 nights a week, concentrating, on all areas of my game. Nothing out of the ordinary really, just keeping fit and, concentrating on all my game.
And do you get a chance to, obviously building up to the fight, do you get a chance to look at your opponent and see and kind of study and look where, what you think you can do to exploit your opponent, or do you just focus on yourself?
Well, I've looked at some of his videos on the internet, on YouTube, of his previous fights, and from them I have looked at weaknesses in his game and what I can exploit. But in my training, I haven't looked too much of them because, in the fight, I am going to go in there and implement my game, not give him a chance, to play his game. But, if it comes to it, then, I will exploit the weaknesses and take the win.
And what would you say your strengths are? Have you got a particular area you're strong at, or you're well-rounded, or you prefer a fight on the ground or on the feet?
No, I'd say that I'm quite a well-rounded fighter. I'd say that, there isn't really an area that I'm strongest in, and I'm quite happy, no matter where the fight goes, to stay in that area and deal with it.
Okay, Patrick, you got anything you'd like to throw in?
Yeah, absolutely. Kris, now you're undefeated at the moment, correct?
Yeah.
And what is your overall pro record? I believe you're
3-0. Currently 3-0.
3-0, excellent. And I know Callum, he's also an undefeated opponent. Is there any extra pressure going into that situation? Both guys never having had a loss.
No, not really. I just see it as another fight. I've got to get in there, get my job done, implement my game, and come out of that cage, as I always have, a winner.
Excellent. And what drew you to the sport of mixed martial arts?
Well, there is a bit of a story behind how I got into the MMA. When I was at school, my science teacher, this is kind of like the film Warrior, my science teacher was an MMA coach, and who is currently my MMA coach now, and has coached me ever since school. So I got into it through school, through education.
I'm just going to jump in. I'm just going to add Callum to the call. So bear with me 1 second. We'll get him on now.
Excellent. And now, Kris, through your career, have you fought primarily in England?
Yeah, I've only fought within the UK.
Okay. Now,
hello, Callum.
Oh God. Oh, really?
Are you all right?
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, is Mark there?
There's no Mark.
All right. No.
Hello, can you hear us, Callum?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Brilliant. Okay, well, we've just been talking to Kris about the up-and-coming fight. So just we're just having a chat, and obviously you've got your fight next weekend. So can you just talk to us a little bit about how your preparation has gone and how you feel going into this fight and who you're training with?
Training's going well. Hold on. I don't know what to do. Is everyone looking at me now? Is everyone waiting?
No, we're not looking. We're just talking to you.
Can no one see me?
No, there's no video on.
Alright. Right, it's not now.
That's a question, yeah.
Is it there?
Oh.
Just answer the question.
Hello?
Hello?
Who's that, sorry?
You're on with Ray from MMA Mental.
Hi, Ray, alright. Sorry about this. We've just been trying to establish how to work this Skype. Yeah,
No, that's
what we're on now.
That's okay.
I'm just going off my iPad at the minute, so I'll put Callum back onto you now, just 1 second.
Okay.
Right, it's back with you now.
Are you alright, Callum?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to just talk to us a little bit? Tell us how your preparation's gone for this fight, how you're feeling going into this fight, and who you're training with?
I'm training with Scott Fairclough, my MMA coach. I'm going on to Steve Campbell's doing my BJJ. And Jason ran my wrestling. That's Phillips is the new title. I'm training with him.
And
Got a new sparring partner as well, Batewell, Andy Batewell. I've been doing all my striking with him.
Okay, how do you feel going into the fight?
I'm confident I can win.
Yeah, are you feeling quite confident about the fight?
Yeah.
And what do you feel your strengths are? Are you looking to keep the fight standing or looking to take the fight down?
Not on it, so.
Okay, well, what we'll do, we've got Kris on at the same time. Now, we've just spoke to Dan and David. I'm going to ask you both the same question. So, Kris, I'm going to come back to you. Put you on the spot. What's your prediction for this fight?
Is that for me, yeah?
Yeah, sorry, that's for Kris.
Prediction for this fight? For me to win in the first round by either TKO or knockout. And
to put you on the spot, Callum, what's your prediction for the fight? Is Callum still there? Okay, what we'll do, we'll move on. We've got another two fighters on. We'll talk to Michael and Ryan. Are you both there, please?
Michael's here, yeah.
Ryan's it.
Brilliant. Okay, right. We'll start with you, Michael. So again, the same question we've asked you. How do you feel going into the fight? And who have you been training with, and who's been helping you get ready for the fight?
At the minute, I'm not training in any specific gym. I'm fighting independent. I've got a few mates who have done weight training, a bit of boxing in the past. So I've got both my mate Mick Robertson and Joshua McGregor working with me. On my last fight in lockdown, I was fighting out in North Star MMA. My training's going well. Me and Jones is getting there, and I'm quite all confident walking into this next fight.
And Ryan, same question. How do you feel going into this fight? Who have you been training with, and how prepared do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. I train out of Predators Manchester. I do my kickboxing at Fight Right, which is in Bristol. Occasionally I get some extra sparring with the Daywalkers lads. But I cross train, fighting is just one piece of the pie really. I do a lot of running, a lot of lifting weights. It's going really well. I was supposed to fight kickboxing 3 weeks ago, and my opponent pulled out the week of the fight, so I'm itching to go really. I've been building up for a while.
Do you prefer to fight kickboxing or do you prefer to fight MMA?
I enjoy them both, both for different reasons. And it's just all for fun really.
Okay, so Patrick, you'd like to jump in? You're on with Michael Cruikshanks and Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to talk to you guys. Michael, I was wondering, in your mixed martial arts record, you've fought primarily in Britain, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
Now, if you were to have a fight, any international location, any other country, or where would it be?
I wouldn't mind fighting in Thailand to gain the experience of using the Thai background.
Oh, I'm sure that'd be very exciting. And let's see, Ryan, for you, same question. If you could fight any location, any setting, what would it be?
I'm not really sure. Somewhere hot, hopefully. Possibly America. That's where the hub of MMA is. So, yeah, probably America. There's a bit of there.
Excellent, very cool. Now, is there anything, Ryan, in your preparations? Is there any kind of mental exercises you do? Anything to get amped up for a fight, or to relax for a fight, for that matter?
The day of the fight, or the week going up to it?
Yeah, either or.
Well, the day of the fight, there's not really much special I do. Try and keep as calm as possible, keep the cool head going in there. I always nail a couple of miles bars after the weigh-in, break the fast. That's about it, really. Just try and keep cool.
Okay. Excellent. And Michael, for you, same question. Do you have any kind of fight week preparation or fight day rituals, anything like that?
I wouldn't say rituals. I'd say more trying to relax yourself, in the sense to keep you calm and keep you chilled. I normally read, or I listen to music, or life quotes that people have been writing in history, just to try and inspire yourself in different ways.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, is there anything that got you into the sport of mixed martial arts or combat sports in general?
Basically, it was I'd roughly say about 7 years ago, before I joined the army. I found my mates doing Wing Chun and stuff like that, different types of martial arts. He started teaching me in his back garden, different types of Wing Chun and different types of kicks and stuff. And then he opened himself as his own little gym, so I went and started training with him daily and regular.
Ah, very cool, very cool. Ryan, same question for you. Is anything that got you into MMA or combat sports?
No, it was a bit of an accident, really. I come from a rugby league family, played rugby all my life since I was 6 years old. And a few years back, in the off season, my brother-in-law, who had a gym, asked me if I wanted to come and keep fit, really. So I went down to give it a try, and I got hooked. And it took over, really.
Excellent, and I know that's normally how it happens. You know, we've talked to a few fighters, and it stays as a way just to get in shape, and then eventually it's just the sport. It's contagious almost. You just really get obsessed with it. It becomes a driving thing.
I'm going to jump in. I'm going to ask the same question that I've asked the other guys to put you on the spot. Michael, if you could predict this fight, what would your prediction be for this fight? How do you see this fight playing out?
My personal opinion myself is I don't see it to go in there to go and have an opinion. It's on the night, what happens on the night, how Ryan turns out on the night, how I turn out on the night. Anything could happen on the night. It's going to be a cracking fight, and I can't wait for it to be honest with you.
Fair enough. And Ryan, the same question?
Yeah, well, I see it ending with one of them going down swinging, really. It's going to be a tough fight. We're both going there for a good scrap. I don't want to go 3 rounds. I'm going to try and finish it, so hopefully get the job done.
Brilliant. Well, I, for one, am really looking forward to coming and watching all the fights, and there's a lot of other good fights on the card, as well as, obviously, the 3 fights tonight. Can we get Will back on, and we'll wrap things up?
Yeah, hi Ray.
Are you alright? So, so do you want to let people know how they can get hold of tickets, and also let them know how they can contact you or your promotion on Facebook and Twitter as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get all the details through the website, lockdownmmashow.co.uk. You can buy tickets through the site. My number's on the site if anyone wants information. The card's on the site, everything's there. I'm going to answer your question as well about predictions. Ryan Kelly and Michael Cruikshanks. I can't see anyone going down, actually, in that fight. They're both tough. I've seen both of them fight and take heavy shots throughout a fight and not go down. So I can't see that fight ending. I can see a decision or maybe a submission win in that fight. Kris and Callum could be also fight of the night. Both really technical guys. A lot of people looking forward to that fight. 2 really young, up-and-coming, talented guys. So that could either be a very quick fight or it could be an absolute war. and Dan Hitchins and David Bull. Again, two technical fighters, both have, coming off recent submission wins, both coming off triangle wins as well. So again, that could be a technical ground battle. I'm probably looking at for that fight. So that's my predictions for the fights.
I think it's going to be a great card. There's a lot of fights there, a lot of action. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Do you want to let people know your Facebook and your Twitter details? We have posted a link to your site on our site as well, so they can get onto your site through ours as well. So what's your Facebook details and what's your Twitter details?
Right, yeah. Facebook, if you search Lockdown MMA Show, and the same for Twitter, it's at Lockdown MMA Show. So if you search that, it'll come straight up. There's also links from my own website, lockdownmmashow.co.uk. If you go on there, there's links to Facebook and there's links to Twitter as well.
Well, we really appreciate you all giving up your time to come on the show. We were looking forward to speaking to you all, and we're certainly looking forward to the show next week as well. So just want to go through and say final word, and I wish everyone luck. So, Dan, thank you for coming on the show, and good luck for your fight next week, mate.
No problem, mate. Thanks a lot.
David, again, thank you for coming on the show, and good luck for your fight next week.
Thanks a lot.
Callum, the same. Good luck, and thank you again for giving us your time. Kris, good luck again for next week, and thank you for coming on the show.
Cheers, mate.
Michael, good luck for next week, and thank you for coming on and giving us your time.
No problem. Thank you very much.
And Ryan, the same for you. Good luck for next week, and thank you for coming on and speaking with us.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
And Will, thank you for arranging it all. We're really looking forward to coming down and meeting you and getting to see some of these fights. We're really excited at MMA Mental for this event.
Right, yeah, thanks for having us on, and we'll look forward to having you there next week.
Yeah, we'll look forward to keeping this relationship going as well. We'll hopefully get you on in the future with your other events, because we know this is going to be a success. So, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Speak to you all soon. Good luck for next week.
Thanks.
Thanks, gents.